again, everyone. We are chemists in the laboratory of the infinite. What shall we produce? So asks Ernest Holmes in his book, Can We Talk to God, page 28, paragraph 4. Look around you. Do you like what you're creating? Do you like what you've produced? The good news is you're empowered to choose again, to create again, to make all things new. Since we are the one life in expression, it could be no other way. Today, I am addressing changing our motivations. To motivate is defined as to stimulate towards action, act as the inciting cause of, and inner or social stimulus for an action. To motivate means to move. The root word is the same as motion. Each thought, each action sets something in motion. It motivates action, sometimes serving us, sometimes not. The philosopher Edmund Burke once wrote of combining a disposition to preserve with an ability to reform. Perhaps this is what that juxtaposition signifies. We work to preserve freedom and opportunity while we change circumstances around us. We preserve the sacred as the facts around us change. We experience the changing nature of all things while sitting quietly in the knowing of this changeless. Several years ago, Suzanne and I saw the opera Macbeth at the Metropolitan Opera, live in HD, based, of course, on the famous Shakespeare play, referred to by theater people as the Scottish play. It's supposed to be unlucky to mention the title. It was about choices made and the effects of those choices. We all know the story of how Macbeth kills the king to become king and the havoc that ensues. Macbeth's motivation, power, completely drives him to tragic consequences. What motivation is driving you? Our job is to align our motivation with spiritual principle and not with the temporary attractions of temporal existence. When we align with spirit, the universe opens up to us. Seek first the kingdom, and all things shall be added unto you. What's your motivation? Macbeth's was to become king and remain king, and that drove him to dark places. By his murders, Macbeth sets off a chain of causation that ultimately results in his own death and that of his queen. Every choice we make carries consequences. Even not choosing carries consequences. While we are always choosing, we do not always control the consequences of our choices. Larry Janeski of the website thinkdaily.com writes, we do tend to believe our own thoughts because we created them, and this keeps us stuck where we are. Questioning ourselves is the first step to enlightenment and to a way out and up from the life we live now to a better one we can imagine. That includes questioning the motivation for whatever we're doing. Sean Kim writes at Inc. magazine's website that, quote, our environment is not only the seedling of most motivation in our lives, it's also what sustains it. If you want to learn how to change your thinking process, you need to control your environment. We in New Thought know that that includes and primarily means our mental and spiritual environment. Several years ago, our center's choir did a concert of Broadway songs. Bill Rudman, the host of the radio program Footlight Parade, Sounds of the American Musical, says that Broadway is an industry that believes in human potential. One of the songs we did was Open a New Window from Maine. Some of the lyrics say, open a new window, open a new door, travel a new highway that's never been tried before. If you're feeling disempowered, you can change your motivations to recognize the power you have, the power you are. Try a new look, undertake a new activity, a new spiritual practice, or something else to revitalize your outlook. Keep remembering the power that you are until you feel it. Then put it to use to make the life you really desire.